For more on this, we're now joined by Attorney Elton Hart from the UJ Law Clinics, and he joins us now via our video link. Elton, thank you so much for your time this evening. Always a pleasure talking to you here in SABC News. I mean, just looking at what is transpiring leading up to the 14th of June, where we will see that National Assembly officially elect a Speaker, Deputy Speaker, as well as a President. We've now seen the latest move from the MK Party, while other parties are negotiating. The MK Party has filed these court papers to the Constitutional Court to interdict this sitting from actually taking place. What do you make of this legal move?
Now, Mbali, if I look at the move, and I've read the papers, for me this is like it's a futile exercise that the MK is actually embarking on. Because firstly, they want to say to the Chief Justice, who has a constitutional duty in terms of Section 51, he says, once the election result has been declared, the Chief Justice doesn't have a choice. He must convene a parliament, a special sitting for the National Assembly within 14 days thereafter. So technically, the Chief Justice's hands is in shackles currently. He must do that because the result has been declared. What I think MK should have done that Saturday night prior to the results becoming available and be made available by the IEC, they had to lodge an urgent application interdicting the IEC from announcing the results. Now they're coming to court to say it's urgent. They want the court to stop. Yes, the thing is now they cannot stop the Chief Justice from sitting. And in another part of their application, and I think it's one of the prayers in prayer 2, where they say that this cannot be a proper sitting of the National Assembly because there won't be the numbers that is set out in the Constitution be met. I think it's in Section 46 where it says you need to have a minimum of 350 and a maximum of 400. But that is now you preempting. It's like we're trying to see in the future. Yes, we know that they say MK members will not come to the first sitting that was called by the Chief Justice. But until that happens, we cannot say that minimum of 350 has not been met. So that part of what they're trying to do is premature, and the part of actually now fighting with the IEC of declaring the results because they make allegations for vote rigging, that I think they came a little bit too late. So these two things, they had to do two different things for it. Yeah. The one should have been done already, and the one should only happen after 14 June.
And Elton, what does the Constitutional Court do now? I mean, because you are saying that according to the Constitution, the Chief Justice needs to have this sitting of Parliament.
No, the Constitutional Court is obviously they need to listen because every person needs to have the right to access to justice, to actually have their cases litigated and decided upon by court. But obviously for me, this is a futile exercise. I think the Constitutional Court is going to rule against MK and they're going to get a cost order against them. It's not that I want to be sort of half negative towards them, but what I say is that they were supposed to wait until the 14th. Let Parliament have that special sitting, and then we do the head counts and say, okay, Elton is here, Mbali is here, or we need still another 2 people that needs to be here. They're not here, so we're not making that 350 minimum requirement for a sitting course. Obviously, you become a member once sworn in, and if we don't have 350 sworn in members, then it's when the problem arises. They now preempting that this problem will arise. We know that they've got 58 seats in the National Assembly, but we don't know. Maybe there's some of the MK members that will just feel on that specific day, let's go to Parliament and get sworn in. We need the salary. We never know, but they already preempting that is what's going to happen.
How soon can the Constitutional Court hear this matter, considering that we do have a date from the Chief Justice that members of the National Assembly will be sworn in on Friday?
I think they should be in court tomorrow or Thursday, because on Friday, be it as it may, because the Chief Justice got the lists. He's within his 14 days. He's set out his rules and everything on how the election for Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and the President will go. Every party has been given a list or the rules been made available for that special sitting and the directives for that special sitting. So the Constitutional Court will have to listen to the application and they will apply their mind to the law. And obviously they will know that they cannot say the conduct of the Chief Justice is impugned because the conduct of the Chief Justice is squarely within the parameters of the Constitution as it is. And obviously we know that our former president being involved in the MK party might say that the Chief Justice has a bone or something to pick with him. But here for me, it's clear cut. The Chief Justice is operating within the sphere and the scope of what the Constitution allows him to do. And the Constitution says within 14 days. It was announced last week, Sunday. So this coming Saturday would be the 14th day. So you either do it on the Friday or you do it on the Saturday. That's his last day for convening that. Otherwise, he's in breach of his constitutional duty. So they have to listen to him. But then it comes down to what they make of the law. And for me, the law is clear. I mean, that ship has sailed when they want to now fight the IEC for vote rigging, because they might have gone to the electoral court, but I think they were just supposed to bring an application to the High Court interdicting the IEC because there was allegations of fraud, and they should have opened fraud and corruption charges already at the various police stations where these boxes or alleged rigging or tampering with numbers happened. And then for the one of 350, that's also part of their prayers to say that it won't constitute a proper sitting of a nation because you need 350. We will only know on the 14th of June if 350 members is in that house that was sworn in and be members of the National Assembly to say you've not met this minimum requirement, hence this cannot be a sitting that elects the Speaker, Deputy Speaker or the President.
And while that takes place, Alton, of course, we also know that most political parties say that they will indeed be present in the National Assembly come the 14th of June. But at the same time, there are negotiations now taking place and for certain positions, and because of this National Government of Unity, which has been announced by the ANC president. And we know that so far, the likes of the ANC, the DA, the IFP, the NFP are finding themselves and they are finding each other while the EFF is still open to negotiations. One would say and ask, what kind of cabinet can we expect? Because for many years we've been told that cabinet is bloated. Do you think that this time around, while negotiations take place, that we may find ourselves with a reduced cabinet?
I don't think a reduced cabinet will help this coalition talks at all. Because now you must remember, Mbali, it's now going to be horse trading. I give you something, you give me something in return. That's how it's going to go down. And the thing in the past is because the ANC had the majority of 2/3, they could actually just fill the cabinet with all ANC ministers. Now it's going to be where they say, if I support you on you being elected as the president, you need to give me X. And depending on what you bring to the table for me to get me over the line to get the presidency, I might give you minister or deputy minister. So I think it will now be wise for the person who's now, and which is the ANC in this case, because I know they've put forward President Ramaphosa to be a president again. So they will have to have these tools at their disposal to say, listen, we can now trade off. If you support us on electing the president and electing our preferred person as the president, we then will agree when the president constitutes his cabinet that you form part of the cabinet either as a minister or a deputy minister. So that horse trading is going to happen, and I don't see trimming of the cabinet will happen. I think if the cabinet is trimmed and more things is solidified or consolidated in certain ministries, it might bring more effectiveness, because too many times I see a minister travel overseas and another cabinet minister stand in as the acting minister for that period. So what is the deputies actually doing in this country? Because if the Minister of Sports goes out of the country, then obviously the Deputy Minister of Sport must be acting in his capacity. But that never happens in South Africa. It's always another minister. Maybe the Minister of Police will be acting as the Minister of Sport as well. So for me, that doesn't add up. So trimming it would actually work to the best of the country so that you have more oversight, more in depth, and you can see where our money is being spent.
All right, Elton, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. That's Elton Hart. He's an attorney from the UJ Law Clinic, just giving us his reaction in terms of that court action that we've seen from the MK party looking to interdict that sitting of the National Assembly on Friday.